Hey, I'm Ewan Jasper from Naish. I designed the hatch Parawing, and I'm going to tell you all about it. So here we have the new hatch. This is our new Parawing. We're really stoked about it. It's coming in a 1.9, a 2.7, a 3.5, a 4.3 and a 5.1. The reason we chose this size range is we found that a 3.5 is a really great Parawing for most people in most conditions, and we wanted to base the size range around this. It's a really great one Parawing quiver. You can just, get a bigger board and a bigger foil if you want to ride it in lighter winds, and then it has a really great top end as well, which is a great feature of the new hatch. So in designing the new hatch, ease of use was at the center of what we wanted. So we wanted to make something that steers well, is intuitive, has good power, and a much bigger wind range than previous Parawings we've seen on the market. Let's get this thing out and I'll show you a little bit about what we're talking. Key to a good redeploy is a good pack, so let's see how we've done here. There we go. As you can see, really easy to steer. With Parawinging, you kind of steer using the back lines here. So what you do is you kind of twist the bottom of the bar, you put some pressure on the back here and twist it away from the side you want to steer, and it tightens the side that you want to steer. We've color coded the bar here, red on the top, kind of like a lot of paragliders, black on the bottom for the brakes. And I suggest when you're holding with one hand to hold in between the A and the B lines here. Gives a nice stable feel. We've also color coded the leading edge and the center and the wingtips, so everything's really easily identifiable. Because when you're in the water, and sometimes with Parawing you are dealing with a bit of a mess, you want to be able to identify all your bridles and your leading edge and the center really easily so that you can get it out and relaunch it nice and quick. You can see here, I can completely fly off the A lines. I've completely dumped all the power out of the Parawing, so it's depowered. And as you can see, it's not collapsing. It's holding its shape really well off the A's. And still, off the A's, we still have steering input. Another thing that we've added is this cross bridle line, which helps when you're pumping. It helps, as you can see here, hold the wing's shape and doesn't let the wing kind of accordion out and in and lose the power. So the Parawing actually has really good pump power as well to help you get up on foil. We've also really worked on the profile on the leading edge and the wingtips to avoid collapsing when you're going upwind, pushing hard, depowering to try and hold on to a strong gust. The Parawing will not collapse. On the ribs as well, we've really cut out any excess material to keep a really clean canopy and help airflow across the canopy. And then onto the materials that we've used. We've used a really nice Skytex material here. It's really good actually for a nylon material for its water resistance, which is hard to find in a nylon material, so the coating is really good and it keeps your Parawing light, because the one thing you don't want in the water is a Parawing that gets wet and soggy and heavy and then it's hard to fly. So this sheds water really nicely while it's still low elongation, nice lightweight, and it packs down really well. So there's two ways to stow the Parawing. There's a frontline stow or a rear line kind of brake stow. A lot of people like this frontline stow like that. I'm not a huge fan of it. It puts a lot of pressure on the lines and it leaves, your B and C lines quite loose here. So it's a really good one if you just want a quick stow and ride some swell like this and then redeploy. It's quite easy. But personally, I like the brake line stow because for redeploying, you've got a much cleaner bridle set, and it also helps you kill the power a lot easier. So I brake line into my hands, all of the lines, put the handle in your armpit, and then I grab all the lines, put them inside, and once the bridle lines are inside the Parawing, there's no way they can get tangled anymore. If you have a pouch, you can stow it in the pouch, otherwise you can just fly like this. And you always want a clean redeploy on the water, which is when you put the Parawing back out so that you don't fall and you can just go straight back upwind. So hopefully if I've done it correctly, we get a nice clean one. So where I think the hatch really thrives in Parawinging is its upwind, downwind ability. That is, it goes upwind just as well as any wing really on the market. definitely, you know, the best at going upwind on the market, which is really important because, you know, once you're on a wave, you're obviously 99% of the time going downwind or at least away from, you know, your upwind ability. And being able to go easily upwind is really important. It's also quite light on the hands when you are going upwind. It's quite easy to ride without a harness. You know, you can also set up a harness line on it, but it's definitely not necessary. You can ride without a harness quite easily. So yeah, overall, we've really thought of all the you know, things that you want in a good Parawing, not just focusing on, you know, profiles and bridling and stuff, but as well the things that make a Parawing really user-friendly. The steering, color coding, everything, really nice materials, packable materials, and a Parawing that just, you know, has a really great wide range of use. And I think it's going to open up the sport a lot to not just the advanced foilers of the world, but the beginner intermediates who really want to get into something new. Check out Parawing, we love it. Hope you do too.